is a massive bone of all the long bones which is present in the thigh region. So it is also called as thigh bone. In the above, it forms hip joint where it is articulated with the acetabulum of the os coxae in the above side. On in the proximal side, it is forming a hip joint, and on the lateral side, on the proximal side, it is forming hip. On the distal, it is forming stifle joint. So the femur, it has all the other bones. As like all the other bones, it has a shaft, two extremities. The shaft has four surfaces. The medial side, the head which is present on the medial side, so this will be of medial surface. This is anterior, this is lateral, and this becomes the posterior surface of the shaft. So the medial, anterior and posterior, they are continuous. So there is no particular line of demarcation in case of these three surfaces. And these three surfaces, they are covered by quadriceps femoris in case of life. So when in life, these three surfaces, they are covered by quadriceps femoris muscle. So on the lateral, on the posterior side, it is narrow, and in the middle region, it has rough area. The middle, it has rough area for adductor muscle of thigh region, adductor muscles of thigh region. So this is about the shaft of femur. Let's talk about the proximal extremity. The proximal extremity, it comprises of head and a trochanter major. So this is trochanter major. The trochanter major is connected obliquely downward to the trochanter minor with the help of a trochanteric ridge. So this trochanteric ridge is oblique in case of ox. This trochanteric ridge will be vertical in case of horse. This is the major difference between ox and horse. The ridge, it will be vertical in case of horses. It is oblique in case of ox. So this forms the trochanter minor. This is trochanter major. Both of them are connected by trochanter ridge, which comprises a trochanteric fossa here. So this one here is trochanteric fossa. So this is about the proximal extremity. It has a head, trochanter major, trochanter minor on the lateral border. Both of them are connected by an obliquely placed trochanteric ridge. So this is about the proximal extremity. Coming to the distal extremity, it has a trochlea in the middle, followed by two condyles. Trochlea and two condyles. The condyle on the medial surface will be medial condyle. The condyle on the lateral surface will be lateral condyle. So both the condyles, they are separated by intercondyloid fossa. So both the condyles, they are separated by intercondyloid fossa. Coming to the trochlea, these are trochlear ridges. The medial trochlear ridge is more prominent and massive compared to the lateral trochlear ridge. So this is trochlea. These are the ridges of trochlea. The medial trochlear ridge is more prominent and massive compared to the lateral trochlear ridge. So on the posterior surface, in the distal third of posterior surface, we will notice a fossa here called as, anybody? Supracondyloid fossa. So this one here, this depression here, it is supracondyloid fossa, which is present on the lateral surface of the femur bone. So this supracondyloid fossa, it is bounded laterally by a supracondyloid crest. So this one here is supracondyloid crest. This is supracondyloid fossa. This becomes the distal extremity. This is proximal extremity, which is comprising of head and trochanter major. Both of the there is a trochanter minor on the lateral side. Both of them are connected by a trochanteric ridge, and there is a trochanteric fossa in the proximal extremity also. Coming to the distal, it has a trochlea, two condyles. The medial trochlear ridge is more prominent compared to the lateral one, and both the condyles, they are separated by intercondyloid fossa. So I would like to add one more thing. So there is a fossa present between the lateral trochlear ridge and the lateral condyle. Can anybody name it? What is the fossa present here between lateral ridge and lateral condyle? Extensor fossa, which is for the origin of complexus muscle. So this one here is extensor fossa between lateral ridge of trochlea and lateral. So this is of lateral side. This will be lateral ridge of trochlea and lateral condyle. There is an extensor fossa here, which is for the complexus muscle.